abusia ena se de baby ansam ne kono ano oden yase maami Akosua Serwaa ni na chitafo omo exhibit na omo de bae no eye dirty as they are say na say ye omo dance die a omo de ba court wo no mama me ne say ye marriage certificate no yase omo koyi nkrata ne bae na say krata na yi fi pa te sebi sene omo ankasa omo adwene no omo ni padua ni na aye fi no sene wo hwe marriage certificate ya asa ye dia hata burapata so ene pupu wisi etimi afa ho na ene osia wo hwe asem omo kan dia kire maame Akosua Serwaa are ho pa na eja omato akono so no omo so munsuru maame ne ene wo kran na de chien nsem omo kan nyina ne se maame Akosua Serwaa we need marriage certificate bia na we de sebi sene mpanifo kan he no toto pako na abedu mmiri bia be hie difo ewo eye kwantinfi abusia odo Broni team atu Japan yi e de akoma me Akosua Serwaa ne team so a eye areho se ma me pese obe kam ho akwaje nchiri ma ha guso ye K Black Media.
Only blossom DL never die and blah blah blah. First they will quote your original name that you used for the registration before the marriage or after the marriage. If you have sworn an affidavit, you have to submit the affidavit to the consulate telling them you have changed, you have a name change, so you should be recognized by so. If I have not done that, the embassy will still reference me with my old name. And if I have done the affidavit and given it to them, they will not even bother talking about the old one because per their records, that name does not exist. Only the reason why they do so is one, somebody could be facing legal issues, be it theft, be it misdemeanor, be it murder, be it battery, whatever. They want to find out why you are making all these changes and why you are requesting for these things. Because if tomorrow my name was there as DL Never Die, and today I am telling them to reference me as the name, then I have to prove that there are no criminal charges or I'm not evading from any legal actions. Therefore, the issuance of the letter giving me a new title will actually immune me from facing those old charges. So they have to be clear. That is why you need to submit all these documents. People who have filed for documentation in US, Canada, and everything, they will ask you for your alias name, and they will ask you if you have sworn in an affidavit. I got to know this way back even before I filed for my mom and my parents to even travel. You cannot just go there. And one time, I gave my mom the authority to call the US embassy because I think her interview, she has to reschedule the interview because of my dad. When she called, they told her, "Are you the primary applicant?" And she said, "No." Then please, can you put Mr. So and so on the line for him to confirm that you have been given the authority. So if Papa She had the authority, either he goes there with an official letter from Akosua Serwaa that I have given the power of attorney to Osimesi. But since we know the only power of attorney that was a power of attorney that was issued was the woman who was not even present at the marriage but suggested that she was there. What's the name? Gina. And how did Papa She get that letter and the photocopied one? Papa She couldn't give us the original, but basically original. The business registered number belongs to a company that has that tax code. Honey, that BR 38805 is a tax code. So it means when you are doing your taxes, you fall into a different tax category. It's like you being in Ghana and having a TIN number. When you are filing your taxes, based on the TIN number you have, some are for sole proprietorship, some are for company owned by shares, guaranteed, how do you call it, a partnership. You fall within a certain tax bracket where the appropriate taxes will be taken from you. So, That BRN number now, somebody says a reference number. It is a business registered number, tax code. It has nothing to do with any registration number. Again, Uncle Anma pointed out something. I wanted him to flow. I am the recipient. Why am I not addressed? If I'm not the recipient and Ghana Civil Court, any of the High Court or Supreme Court is the recipient, why are they not referenced? Who actually authorized the release of those letters? We have to be careful. When you go to US Embassy in Ghana, some people have been given stamps on imported. They have contractors. Even US Embassy or Ghana, they have visa contractors who have been authorized to take you through the visa application processes and also help you write letters. And they have stamps. The reason why they have stamps is for them to be recognized as a credible source for your application. So somebody can also sit somewhere and write a letter saying there, it's like somebody who has a power of, notary or notarized letters more. The notarized letter is to suggest to the embassy, say, this person is coming from our own. So what Mami Akosua did, the person is a credible individual who works privately as a contractor for the consulate. So they are allowed to write those letters. Unfortunately, they cannot quote or state exactly how the embassy writes it. They have to write it differently as an unofficial letter. So what they wrote is an unofficial letter. What is there is an unofficial letter. It's just like what Ankwama showed no. We have official letter and unofficial letter, although it will carry the same stamp because those people have been authorized to represent them. And when you see a visa contractor, I would say, okay, stamp issued by Ghana, a US embassy in Ghana, and those stamps are yearly renewed. Those stamps, yes.
Nana me pocho akonoma. Wait there, remember why you quick? Na me for son of man in brim. No so person ka bibi bas what box no why.
I don't want to talk much, right? But even that stamp or the agency,
yeah, but I'm saying, say, even the stamp, no, it is given and it is yearly renewed. And even the stamp, no, you have your specific code or your specific serial number that will suggest to the consulate, the deputy consulate, or whoever that is going to say it was Asimesi and Kwanoma or Falila, and I say, friends, whoever that did your paperwork for you. Nana, even the stamps, no, yes.
Nana, me say.
Person be kasa bebre ho.
Me person me kasa bebre. But have you realized specimen now you show you know also had a stamp?
Yes, it will come with a stamp.
Then
but the stamp is that's what I'm saying. The stamp that is on it.
I rest my case, Nana.
Yes, the stamp that it came no, because that letter no has a BR business registered number. It means that the person's business is registered, and they can be a subcontractor, or they can be a contractor or a subcontractor for the consulate or the embassy. It doesn't mean that they are in the capacity to verify who has a marriage certificate or not. What the letter that they wrote, when you read the content carefully, it is not an official letter. It is an informal letter.
Yeah, but now somebody is also saying the German embassy in Ghana does not use contractors to write official embassy letters. Look,
no, that's not what I'm saying.
Everything with that letter is really problematic. So, Nana, I'll make son of man in Brim and wash a box no much. Son of man,
oh, somebody says I believe. No, I don't believe this woman. No. I am poking holes in what? Oh, I don't believe that. I can never be. Even in my casket, I can't believe this woman. I'm just saying that the letter is not coming from an official source. However, if somebody is arguing about the stamp and other stamp on it, it means that the BR number and everything, outsider, they went to contract an outsider to do that thing for them. Who charges them for the fee? It is not official. I'm not believing anybody. I don't know how I communicated.
Okay, Nana. Yeah, that's fine. On your share. I mean, so from what Nana is saying, it's an unofficial there, then it's not a letter from the German embassy. Maybe what? That's how I understand what Nana
Yeah,
is saying.
that's what he's saying.
Exactly. So it's not from the German, as we are all agreeing that this letter is definitely not from the German embassy. Son of man, oh, son of man, son of man, oh. Okay, Biana. Yeah, I'll take him out.
I really wish I say I can say when Kekopie Accra and a different judge because I really think that Dorinda did her ultimate best, but has also done a great disservice.
Dorinda, they may read it paragraph 80, and you would understand why Dorinda, she took some decisions, but again, no, if you listen to Dominic's interview, lawyer Dominic interview when he came out of the court, wasn't a judge not a peace.
Yeah, I think say last week he cancer, and it has also not helped the inconsistency, some of these documentation, some of these things that have happened, because Anka, if the time was taken for forensics to actually look at all these documents, call these people to these court cases, all these atrocity, the misinformation, the misconceptions would have been thrown out right from the get-go. Because at the end of the day, everybody will know, so they cannot just bamboozle their way into anywhere with documents that are inaccurate, and then it can still be filed in a court of Ghana. I mean, if we're looking at the inconsistency, normally it shouldn't even have. Whether fair or not, whether being a person of peace or not, is actually making our system very weak. Because there is no way, shape, or form make offer documents be there could DMV, even I work for the state here in the US. There is no way, shape, or form. So we if some of these things uncle touching wa bonto kofa ba na my expose na mama ya jailu na my punish show, and then these things are televised, proper journalists were there documenting all these things anyway. So I'm also asking if there's a way that this whole court issue can be I don't know how it will be possible. I don't think it will be possible, but in my way, if we had our own way, this case needs to be done again.
Yeah, Sister Strength, what can I agree with you 100%. In a sense, say I didn't think say Abuchra, especially United Kingdom.
Mr. Andy, this is what Dorinda is saying in paragraph 80. Will say, before I proceed to the evidence of the plaintiff, let me firstly address some major topics which this case has raised. I've earlier indicated that this case has generated much public interest, and the public is interested in certain topics from this news. It is for this reason that this judgment is not only seeking to resolve disputes before her, but to also use the opportunity to educate and enlighten the general public on sensitive issues. So, like for Dorinda News and the whole of Ghana were really interested in this case, and I believe that she wanted to do what she felt will bring peace on both sides. One was out there, I think then a man got arrived at this conclusion. Other than that, dear, and come baby judge lawyer Anoche interview granted with Dazi TV. Minister lawyer na dream because we dear and I see like Miss J. Ekano. How do you report such things? Who do you report this to? Say, look into these documents because we were presented at the court. One big argument they make is because the judge did not place weight on them, somehow it's become useless. As soon say be an judge need you to maybe so say no judge what you have to, but there are problems with it. Into me investigating and continue back on. Where the judge don't about to go. One shape, and that is where the problem lies.
And come on, maybe the point that was help.
Yeah,
the point now, may they buttress the Sister Strength for kind, and they say, who say a judge, were a very experienced judge, yeah, will take so many things into consideration based on experience or to me identify say document na omodi aba court wo enye papa but don't person obi gu mani mu ase say koye say United Kingdom ha enka judge ne beka kire ne pain say sa document omodi aba no either say forgery and also on admit it no dismiss the case no nanka we declare Akosua Serwaa ne say or say we are married one kwa case in him. But in law, no, there's what we call circumstantial evidence. And no, that's not necessary say sometimes also utiminya chinchina proof no na lawyer a judge net immediate draw some conclusions. But obetimaka say okay, what here from Crawford through various accounts no. It was a fact say Lumba name my Akosua Serwaa atra at some point a bruchiri baby anom ya warefo e mabem oni na wo ye it's a fact o sa so eba ai of friends Ghana no or the or sound in the be friends traditional marriage international fact into take is any money nya circumstantially and what the mass judgment no the whole based in the judgment no ewo na ko kaso wo kono concrete pa rigid they said the kwasi Broni will not apply circumstantial evidence no de amana enka I was say time no anka wo end case no na ko wo catch the say urai ya nware na fi owo suit to be or another step or better as to say okay judge ne say nware so me also me ko prove treasure you nessa maware enka yen drag ya anko fum ne ba bia wode aduro no say koye judge no Jorinda I take sa step no anko fa circumstantial no amamu a enka nya ne say nei wono manya no ya wono mo throw their weight about wo mu throw mu weight about what you say pato manusi
Meba Mr. Pacho mama yempa WhatsApp ni yenhwe na likes ni wo fom. Mesremo so na mombo en live ni besisi wache na munyi goals ni bi na akwanoma so birthday na mo show love why. Above on Pacho mo follow page no. Esremo nyame hwamo. Malile na nka pesel midi lady JB but so person kwa ode ko.
Me de ni etuebe ani me Pacho judgment be bi wo ha ye try ma mo warning bi eso ma ko hye baby and I'm church in them and maybe the average now. One can count on me empty.
Yeah, and your monka some papa.
Why? That's.
And it's so a first paragraph, paragraph no.
Many so 60 and now before 60.
No, I think it's paragraph 91.
I was 91 no. Only say we minimum here maybe 91. Okay. And your mom kasa me by say Lady Jane.
Okay, so because you see it's made people doubt the judicial system, because if people can just take any kind of document, because if they say honey saying yes ebia we lumba case na aba but me na me di masem akokota, would the judge show me that same leniency? Would the judge just not look at documents and then actually have a proper way of investigating it? And then secondly, would the prosecutors not say okay, these documents are deba? Who even verifies these things in the courts when we submit all our documents? Do they take the time to look through it before it's even put into what is it called? The case file. When you sit down to have your CSCs, at what point do these lawyers sitting there knowing say no, this should not be? What is the law saying about putting falsified documents in evidence? What does it say? Because until someone is penalized, until someone is disbarred, until something someone is serving a jail sentence, people will think so be able to meet the papers at court, and it will not be looked at, it will not be checked, and anything can be put in admissible evidence. I mean, this is where I have the biggest problem with this whole thing, because if how many people because on kind, how many people have read the judgment? How many people even know what actually happened? They're only going by the bits and pieces and the misinformations that they've heard on social media. Into at what point in time was someone literally sit down and say no, there's something wrong, let's discuss, let's debate? I mean, when you go to Ghana, you don't hear these things in Ghana TV or anything. This whole 1 year, I haven't even seen a proper documentation of legal people sitting on a platform on any of the national televisions talking about it. Because if this is the situation, then we're in trouble. Then we're in serious trouble, because I can just take any information and then do that. No. Under normal circumstances, these things are looked in thoroughly. That's why yesterday I was advising a page, we said, authentications of things US because I deal with a lot of property and litigations with Ghana. When we verify these things, it goes through thorough normal, because you'll be divorced. Is it different because obi wa brochena or ware there and so ye bibi wa Ghana there, they will do the right thing and go through all the things and make sure say ampenyampa nipane toy nipane ye say, and so when it comes to Ghana, we just take things for granted. This is why these people are making so much noise. It's giving them the audacity to keep saying, oh, in a court system, they are flawed, in a obedience, meanwhile, to what they have submitted should have been thrown out of court. It shouldn't have even been given space, daylight, time, nothing.
Yeah, but that exactly happened. The judge actually threw it out of the court. And then what someone job when him said judge it's because one jam to and she's gone scot free, right? Because and it's really sad. So the question becomes, how do we solve this problem? Which other courts can you present it to? For me, I'm learning. What can be done? What is the aftermath? What can we do? How do we present it to the court? Say, look at this, or a different court say, look at these documents that were presented in Akosua Serwaa Bushapane trial. We feel these documents is filled with flaws, right? Dorinda couldn't do anything about it.
Honey,
I think we need some education on this.
Honey,
Mate Prem.
Your question is a very fine question. Now, one thing I also want to say, your Ghana judiciary system, you know, baby, Bruno. Why am I saying this? Ghana your judiciary system.
Mama does.
Obi a commit crime and a fraud, serious fraud. Yetimi octimi kokofa hemfo and painful to go and beg the judge. So on your case, you shouldn't pursue it. Now, who judge, we are attempting to say, unti painful no our friends say what could chop our common any political leaders or the chop our common. So unti na say we say we go ahead. No why I said there could see Broni the was also one bepe kwambia so ya do better trouble. That is the system we have in Ghana. It's a bad system. Our watch is in our DNA. It's a cancer. It's any peduanum. Yeah, you just say we can cite so many examples. Yeah, I see as a what trans and I say, Ushi Dina one analyze. Se kwasi Broni krumwa enkanya dia wosenka bebanisa, but baby e kofri no say na ekoso wo ho enti sa judge bia betena case so a na of friends o use Ghana system no say de no city no ontimi implement de kwasi Broni kire ye mra no mu say no wo say ye no yentimi implementing effectively because of said your society your culture no esia ye no wa hini bi ni akoka akire nso ma mepa chewo obi wi sika obo ma ne kro no na se ebeche no a ni akoka akire wo hini bi se onko no nkopa chewo ni eja nipa no where ne possible ni krom would that happen until they've cash on this and omode ye niam bebre se nka nya saa enka saa asem wo se no ya Akosua Serwaa de court no ajeje no hu se certificate na wode aba no enye no I was saying boss asem to go. Secondly, was a charge no perjury because document now will tender in as or lie. She lied to the court, and that falls under perjury.
She lied to the court, but at the time, no.
Yes.
You see, the only way
And
she's
false
gotten
under
away with
perjury.
it, Mr. Andy, she's gotten away with it because Dorinda said the Ebusha paying the and one gem. Sana Akosua was a certificate in Yamana one J. Therefore, there's nothing to charge her on. As one said,
identify you don't know a certificate no the buy no. Or judge you know who say and yet document papa.
It's the question become the internal money cost free. I think that's what I'm asking.
And that's why I use the word circumstantial evidence.
So the first thing we say one jam to one jam, me be some way true. But because judge and jam to maintain, there's nothing you can do to the woman because it happens as like I didn't have back court cry and happy person no one found back court. Therefore, there was no way for that Dorinda to help you because you didn't present anything. See, it's a one jam to
honey circumstantial evidence no. Your name may be our friends wait to me. It's not proven, but there are certain information here. Wait to rely on. Actually, will be no correct, and I say no correct, and I say no correct. There are certain either proven or unproven circumstantial side, That's what I want to judge, I rely on a busy na
Matthew was say or rely on no. It is see my many ye better reporting is say documents now what they buy a fake. And I say you fake. How would you report it? And I just want to know.
I think that will be done by OB lawyers. I think OB's lawyers will need to any Ebusha lawyers. Will need to do the needful as soon as possible. Because why am I saying this? It will affect in Koleyo Modache the stigma that is on them, the lack of proving of innocence, the fault and the blaming will not stop. This thing will go on into even sharing of the properties. It's not something that can just disappear. Oh, and
me say, mami puzzle, I like I like a comment, Mama Cratron, but the documents are still in court records because they said they are going for appeal. And this is the same document they are taking to appeal because they would not be allowed anyway to include new evidence. It's when I'm not appeal. No. What can be done? I'm looking for what can be done to bring it to attention to if the legal body in Ghana said no. There's something all right.
Honey, please, wouldn't be. Say no dear, there's nothing we can do until say we appeal, no. Because Dorinda na ancheno one cheno one tro say friends and document no ya ode buy no or say ontimi admit because it was unauthenticated.
And no maka Mr. Andy and na maka woni me atwa sia ba beka say once aja Dorinda angiantu no obi antumi nyama menehwe and no na meka na wo ka say
na make sure say kwasi Broni
a twa ye ho an ya say aba begina de say
UK hanom a enka won ko tro say unauthenticated nankwa kwa mana fan wodi enko be use unauthenticated no e de a man verdict say ma amene any certificate bia so therefore also dismiss case no was charging perjury because by tendering in that document you are lying to the court say you have got it whereas you haven't gotten the thing and then the evidence is you fail to prove it what you tendered in as a proof found out to be unauthentic. In think because Broni a one according judgment ni gina ye. But Ghana, your court system, no, say the city and intino.
I know the workers are mean to me before say, I know the worker also me many one yardney because lawyer not take us out you on one and Robert watching. So it's just the choice between loyalty and Dorinda. I don't know if I'm making sense. Naneni, you can help me here. That Dorinda also had a choice. Am I making sense?
Yes, you're making sense.
So not all Ghanaian lawyers are like Dorinda.
Yes, I like Dorinda. Yes.
I have opportunity to say, look, certificates, and look at me. I was so upset. Maybe Dorinda met watching it because no, this doesn't seem right. And Dorinda would have seen so many documents in her position as a lawyer and a judge. Well, what document be brave? So why? That's the question.
And I'm a catcher of Ghana system.
Mr. Andy.
You know about Akosua Broni level, you know.
Mr. Andy, but that
Lady J, see that saying, bra? She's giving a lot of feedback.
Echo, yeah.
See no saying, bra.
Why?
Well, let me come in here. First of all, I think that
to me for the Dorinda, no, I don't know. And look at the way these people are. She even did them a favor and they've been insulting it. To be honest, they were me charge say I'm here. Dorinda pass so document fee. This document here fee just says no good cry. Who share documents? No, this shouldn't have been considered. No. They should have thrown out everything. This document is not appropriate. And yet,
okay, so from my earlier submission, I'm told that
let's walk in. Who is blind? Look, bro, be serious.
My friend, that she had the documents and she didn't take it to court. Don't come here and look like we are dumb people. Then why didn't she take it to court? Why did she then have to come up with these kind of flimsy documents?
But the documents are called Exibite, and with the Exibite, they've got names: Exhibit A, Exhibit B, Exhibit B1. What are you saying, Yamfa and Coco?
So do you want to tell us
name the document. The documents have names for God's sake.
So let's walk in. Do you want to tell us that the document that you have right now is different from what you presented in court, or what? Because if you are speaking based on
let's walk in. Be serious, okay? Be serious.
A document.
Whatever document you have, come and show it on the camera. And let's
then it's trash.
Mama, me reading paragraph 90, because then this.
Oh, Anka, So, based on my previous submission, I think that people did not get the input that I was making. I was also being mischievous about it. Listen, what I'm trying to say in there, the letter that was presented by Papashi is not original and did not come from any authentic source. However, there are people who offer these kind of services at a fee, and their fees will be stated on the letter together with their business registered number. When you are dealing with the consulate or an authentic source, you make the payment and you attach a receipt to your application form. It is not stated on the paper. However, there are other embassies too that will contract somebody to do visa application and other application processes for them. They can issue them a stamp, but that does not mean that it is official. It will be more Annie, I'm going to say this. It will be more some people might not be able to speak English. Some people will be Spanish speaking people. Some people are Tree speaking people. Or you are citizen of America, but when the person is going to the embassy, they will ask you whether you need an interpreter or you need somebody to help you. Those interpreters are sanctioned by the embassy to work for them officially. They type letters. They are sanctioned by the embassy to do official work for them. But that does not make that letter or what submit an official mouthpiece of the embassy. They have just been authorized. Okay, when somebody needs a letter, somebody needs this, you can help them write them to us. But we have a way of issuing our official letter.
But how are Naneni, in this case, then how were they able to authenticate that there was actually a marriage? Because if these people are contracted, let's say they are just these people are outside of the embassies that can say the Goro boys or Goro whatever, or they are contracted. I'm asking, how are they then able to authenticate? If not, then the only way they can write that letter is only to pick the information out of the mouth of the person requesting the letter.
Yes.
Which makes it unofficial.
So when you read the content of the message letter now, it was a verbatim or a verbal Obi reported speech on their letter.
It's like you going to the court to go and get an affidavit.
The letter actually came from a Goro boy. If it did not come from a Goro boy, it means they picked the format from internet and then they typed in. Because when you look at the arrangement, it clearly states or it clearly shows that it is not coming from an official source, but more or less like a guru boy or somebody who is doing a private business, helping people to write letters and submit it for other purposes. But that letter, I'll say is fake. People can say, disclaimer.
Nanini, and that now brings me back to why let it work or let us work or whatever is in the comment section. I'm asking you, let it work.
Tell the person to keep working. Tell the person to keep working.
Falila, if you have me, Fali, Wadaroma meba. Waba wo live so wonu me the make let's walk in says so wakukudroa. Come into the box because let's walk in. I don't know, me show box. So just come in the box, right? If you feel you have any disagreement, per documents, so camera because the mobile live also camera. Now back to alternative documents is different from the area one. Falling by Jotuaso.
Yes, so
let's
walk it. I put it to you that if you are telling us that you are following the woman who has authentic documents, I am asking you again. Then what about the documents we are looking at, the exhibits that were taken to court? I put it to you that are you planning on going to an appeal by providing the so-called original document that you claim says and you are following the woman and you are privy to? Because this judgment was based off of the exhibits we are seeing now and what we are privy to. Because this question is now ringing in my mind because now you are telling us that you cannot be foolish to follow a woman who doesn't have documents. But I'm asking you, why were those documents not provided in court the first time? I want to hear your answer in the comment section because you cannot tell me that there was other documents which were actually a friend is saying authentic documents which were presented to the court but was not included in the final verdict or was not attached as
do you guys think he's going to come? He's not going to come.
It makes us look like we are dumb.
Please don't do him that honest.
We are not dumb.
Don't do him that honest. When him on the platform this one a man dictating man. The last time we
last me compare let's walk in box so called the Busiapain. Let's walk in made his viewers they insulted me for like 4-5 hours no more you hear me. Come on guys.
When him say like first and the platform this one come pen create so no. The last time we went there we yenina ehudi esi and you got it no crenation and and his people didn't like it and they told him say me mama name mahabi
so called almost my friend was you paying kwap na
I know the
yes
me invite no man share so na wonti bi
me tiasi but maybe the na we say say are we thinking they are stupid for following a woman who doesn't have documents? And I mean bisa say documents no sisi odi nani akonku no so onye stupid now odi ba me nechi no documents kon ade normal fan court. I don't understand because
there we go again. And they come with this. Look at these options that they usually come up with. Look at if a document is for you, nobody will. You yourself will not report it. I mean, anytime. No, man, what would I go report it? So say, that Lumba wedded wife.
When I was maybe you let's work it in. You said you authenticate the woman's your friend is saying document, and I'm asking you, what we have exhibited here and what we have showed here. Can you authenticate just based off of what you have shown here? What means do you use to authenticate those documents?
Guys, I respectfully don't waste time on this guy. I mean, I don't see how relevant.
Here. What we are doing here is serious business. So when you people come here, you go to where you go to where you have your dumb listeners who do not ask questions, who do not probe. We probe here. We do the hard work here, and I'm putting it to you that if you had any authentic document, you would have attached those as exhibit and took it to the court. Documents are
why are we wasting time on a guy? What post letter? Letter no.
You're not even ashamed of yourself. If I were you, I would hide.
The subject of the letter, right? The subject of the letter is not addressing Akosua Serwaa as she is, because in every
let's forget working crowd. Let's forget
communication, right? Akosua Serwaa is called Akosua Serwaa Fusu. So if this letter cry, the court na say, say it is from the right source, it is genuine, it is authentic. Someone can tell you, say, this letter is not referring to the Akosua Serwaa you are talking about. Because Akosua Serwaa should be referred to on any official communication as Akosua Serwaa Fusu. So if you don't refer to him as Akosua Serwaa Fusu, then what are you talking about? Inti waste time was uncle for him.
No, even the letter refers to as Akosua Fusu, and then her maiden name is Akosua Serwaa. Look, we've been hearing, say, I don't know, but some people have been circulating it on the media, say, Mamene de Christiana Boaiti. So one of the questions I've been asking is, Akosua Serwaa, what's her maiden name? She's been married to Kupon Papa. She's been married to Kwekupon Papa. She has been married to Shindela. Now married to Daddy Lumba. One of the problems that people are having with her is that in Germany, she has a whole different name. Then when it comes to Ghana, she's using now, because she made a passport on the 6th of October. Now, passport, what they call court, exhibit number CFK1. Yeah, can't we? Yeah, what evidence? Passport no judgment no exhibit number CFK1 and no your passport now could just say what they call court. Dear right in July, maybe. Akwanwa meba. What do we near back? And you be basa. No. Yeah, my messy me thoughts crab. I mean,
I'm 1 minute. Obi catcher say, Obi say, meba. OBC is this discussion about less working. Let me tell you people something. When we don't have the opportunity to go on their pages and educate people and put in the hard work and explain things very clearly, it's different when you are making assumptions. It's different when someone we have made the hard work here. Me and money panel sound so maha and be discredited at the end. So if we give him attention, then he deserves it. It's not everybody that comes here that we give them attention. So let's accept that. So if we take some time to give him attention, please appreciate the attention that we are giving him because it's necessary. This will stop that misinformation because of the fafri her own to me and concocasa or bahakra be catcher is asem na yekan in the nim de yeka. Yes, we have a man who said yekan nim de yekan nim de jinasunti de kan yekan.
Yeah, Fali Akwadamana o kase mamenko na masma meka ne say. They na nipa baku ye nim ni din. So that letter na ode kire no. Baby, ni made name ya Akosua Serwaa. Baby or the Akosua Fusu. Do you know which is which? Meanwhile, in Germany, there's a different name. Why aren't you people querying this woman? Why aren't you people asking this woman any question? Everything Akosua Serwaa does is good. Even if it's not right, hence when people have different opinions from yours now. Mubufu, one kasa marriage certificate. Akwanama person or the better. 3 marriage certificate. Also, why? Please show it. One and show us the sample.
Thank you, honey.
One kasa you forget about saying you love Akosua Serwaa. Forget about the first thing you love Akosua Serwaa. Look at the way Anadina Yefi marriage. I say it's your craft. And you guys took this to the court, right? Yeah, come. Most of them were different marriage certificates. Come and show us the different ones that you have, because these ones are the ones that was sent to the court and were judgments in them. They are exhibits, as dirty as they are. You guys took it to the court. I could just say, where is the original marriage certificate?
Inspire. Mame addressing the scope you are nipa try make say. You make say why pacho we bring. Let's walk. Ocho will comment you as your na and say so you think we are down to follow a woman who does not have a marriage certificate? If you believe in this letter, then I can tell you, say, you are more than dumb. Because no official letter will have the dates here. Official letter, date, said the action one right by the signature of the person who wrote the letter. It is not done. Oko school. Is that how we write an official letter? So, if you think you are not dumb, then I don't know who you are. Inspire. Let's move.
But that's my member Papa say interview you can lawyers.
My member plano. Yes, you say, one cat and a street on any bridge. So, and a man, if you must have a gas, okay. So I was in a young cock embassy. So already a Siajan would limit a Siajan because one no, only knew the Yawa. Yeah, if you were that's with you, my plano. Yes, you say, one cat and a street on any bridge. So I say, and a man, if you must have a gas, okay. So I was in a young cock embassy. Now already a Siajan would limit a Siajan because one no, only knew the Yawa. Yeah, if you were that's with you, insurance, grammar didn't know Breno. So I said, I said, I was in kind of one thing. It won't mean any mamma had one thing. So I said, yeah, and it's a beer or bedu Ghana.
Someone's insurance come up you. Nancy, they were saying, say, Ebusia paying, say, a Bracojo media. Or say, Ebusia paying, cast on Kumasi no meeting with a handful no. Papa she any Georgina ne ahemfo ba kokọ soro ho omukọbọ nkomo mo bisaya Papa she can say insurance inti right into no mo person do Broni be yekuna no this thing happen in the next one brebra kujo media says bibi sensi no it happen since any Papa she not talking about insurance no you people are not serious.
It means any mamma may have done one thing. So I say, yeah, and it's a beer or bedu Ghana, if you want to move a carrier to the Jano. When you are going to go Jano, any court to come over my warrior, any man of copy, any beer, say we are money in a Jimmy Papa, we need to go. Then go on, but see, I'm a Broni is no. Frau Fosu, will you see this way? Frau Fosu. What's it Frau Fosu? That's the business Fosu. And Mr. Bojo Fosu. Almost as we are worried for Nay and Michan and me. What was what?
Wow.
And when you be a poor letter, and if you may be letter the apart, there, Janabre, Massey High Court, a letter just almost as worried. And when you be a poor letter, you be a stamp for you, and you won't be doing baby, I don't see, being here, insensitive, criteria, or something like that. Let's see 140, let me see a water. And then we did that. When I made back on the amateurs, I didn't know see a Ghana warrior. Now, more a divorce. Yeah. What do you have for farmer? Broni is one with that sorry. Because that's what they must say. Yeah. Now, your job will be a second or divorce certificate, not somebody in the divorce certificate about one thing.
So, Papa, she see Akosua Serwaa ne friend. Sata no Kumasi. I hope so let's work in Wuti. No Kumasi no kacha se Ghana force oni marriage certificate. Into Osmana manako Germany embassy go Ghana. No more money letter. Sa letter na kwa nama. Also with laptop na bonsa Papa she daso. Sa letter nende ye ni aye kind bino. Papa she na letter no ko run in same Germany embassy go Ghana. according to Papa Chi, or call Germany embassy no, and an ipanite Frau Fosu, Nikuni, Daddy Lumba. And the letter Nishan in Semo, Ewo Germany embassy, Ewo Ghana, no the letter the ma, Papa Chi. Until letter ya ye who be. Sa letter no, sorry, letter na ye nya ye who be na ye no. Papa Chi see the man was Germany embassy wo Ghana. Maminya kwa no makasi. Yenyan kwala. Pesa mo besie no kre no. Mo wi amoto
yentimi ko cross check embisa se omrom de man ya na. Yentimi nye se adwuma no.
Meba. Mama nya
ani sila wo ma won ni no. Wo ni ma.
Nya botre. Meba so mebo. Letter no na Papa 6. Letter na ye kan wa ha na ye hu se ye di Ghana omodi 40 e sika any no reference number na omodi dates na kwasha se. Letter na Papa 6 kra na. Just ahano yen cover your date of birth. This is the letter. So he got the letter from German embassy in Ghana when the authentication should have been done in Germany and not in Ghana. So where did Papa Chi get the letter from? Let's walk in. These are some of the questions that you guys should go back and go and ask Papa Chi. Me is so surprised that Papa Chi kasache kontonchi media no. Kontonchi media could not ask him any questions. How do you say so what's sorry if you kumase? Na Akosua say what's a Ghana photo need certificate into or no Akosua mother your friend saying Papa Chi so free kumase nko Accra. Nonko ji letter way and come High Court. Come on guys. In another interview, I heard Papa Chi say, I will look for that interview. So, I didn't ban a payer if you play Mukra ne ban a payer, and no media man or their back court, now Jawakanum, na Holy Spirit can remind them. One certificate, million stories. One certificate, billions of stories for just one certificate and one ordinance marriage. What is going on? I didn't know bisa questions. Like, I don't get you guys. Because the story surrounding this one marriage certificate is too many. Akwana Mame Pacho, show us the marriage certificate. It looks so dirty. Sample one. Maybe check on why you me. Who you on Facebook, baby? Look at this marriage certificate. Wait, I'm what they call. Look at it. Oh, there's a different one. They come and show us, and yeah, catch up the Mumbetre. Because this is Exhibit A or Exhibit A1, and I'm what they call you know. Then there's Exhibit B, B1. Did you have a different document, extract, any photocopy? And yeah, Mumbetre. You people should come and show us. Because this don't make, look at this certificate compared to the sample. Look at it. Kitty compared to. So everything don't make sense. Really. Everything don't make sense.
Honey, me pacho.
Wait, me pacho me bao. Miss Javier.
Okay, yo. So I know so Obi Ebusa said, why is the land commission stamp on it? Okay.
Oh, I know so, I want to miss our stamp. I don't know who's asking that question now.
So I wanted to say one thing. Being in this industry of sending documents to Ghana, so I'm privy to how things are authenticated to be sent to Ghana court system. First of all, Seminka said, I deal with properties. Into say, Obi eto dying free ho na, and I've been doing this for 16 years here in the US. So this is not like Google information. This is what I do. So bia to bia free in your company na omuhia documents bia ewo court systems for Ghana. This is how it's done. Our company is registered here in the US. We also also affiliated with Bank of America and then Chase ewa hanum. When you buy a property from Arsenal and you have any dispute with Ghana or anything and you need documents, please listen carefully. We'll package all your offer letter or documents, a buyer, you sign it, any bibiano, then we'll send it to the Ghana Embassy in Washington, D.C. Now, D.C. will contact our office to verify. As soon as you auto dining free moho. Okay, how did they do the payment? They did their payments to Bank of America.
because we also have our license and stuff, they're able to check with Bank of America and Chase to verify all the payments that were made, who made those payments. Now, when all that is done, a confirmed letter is sent to the Washington embassy, Ghana embassy or Washington, to let them know that they called, they contacted, they checked. There's always a reference number on the document. Reference is saying, in case they could do Ghana, so now there's a problem. This is how it goes through. Also, once they check everything, remember, documents are sealed also, because when you buy your property and also you get any legal document, maybe it's a marriage certificate, there's a seal on it. When you have a seal on a document, you cannot photocopy it back to anywhere. You will have to, if you will send a photocopy now, you will have to still tender in the original. So the original, which has the seal on it, is the Ghana embassy that will send it to the Ghana High Court. It doesn't go through Onipansa. Yenfa mo bint na play mo. Yenfa ma Onipa bi so unkutan fanko court. It is addressed to the Ghana High Court. Then from there, it goes through to where it needs to be, in which lower court and now high court, wherever it is supposed to be. Now, when you see that lands document, the only place that they verify documents on any document, be a Ghana, no. Lady J, on this marriage certificate, I ain't found a land when it's land. Okay, so when you go to Lands Commission, there's a verification process. Their office is also in Lands Commission. So who says stamp needs so now it says a Land Commission. No interest that stamp is not real. There's a verification officer at what lands department. They have their own place in there that these kind of documents are verified there. And when you see those documents, that's what it is. When you see a stamp like that, it doesn't mean so papa. But for you to for it to make sense, But in this case, if it's coming from a legal document, we say it shouldn't go through verification now. Stamp no. That stamp should not be on here. Okay. So that's what I wanted to chip in on. And then the thing I was saying, and I'm echo back because I was driving. When Busa says, then a bit about this, if the case is still in court, I would think that it would be best for the lawyers on a complete stranger can actually file to verify said this case was brought to court. But in all honesty, I think say Penny lawyers, Baba Jamal, they know these things. Maybe it'll be a say peace but anyway. But Sebia Dachi and Chimba ebitini suyan bibi out of it, they will need to make an example of these people. Anyone that has tendered in anything via a year false, I think that they need to file a case, like file a suit now, as to say, upon checking all of these, they either have to make sure that they have an expert forensic person that can check these things. They have the proper documentation. So from the Ghana embassy request, the German embassy in Ghana request and say, "Onipa sumesi oba hobeje letter way." Why na yemano? This Susan Lockett has been transferred to Portugal right now. If you go on the German embassy of Ghana, it will tell you, say she ended her position in July 2026. That means Edina correct. But was she the one that sent this letter? When you go on the website to Serwaa, if she was the one that sent this letter, her information and her email and everything would have been under for you to contact to verify. So I think say going forward, the PR team would need to, because if they don't get these things done, now say a sample PR appeals court and then nothing else is being done and these documents are accepted because Judge Dorinda made it go through out of a homobro or out of her own judgment. Dorinda never allowed this. That's why she rejected it. Yeah. She says in the judgment that she rejected that. It was not admissible.
It wasn't admissible. But like I was saying, they're preaching out there, say they submitted it. Whatever form or whatever verified one, Biomo Musa de Bano, I would think, say, Papa Jamamo will be very adamant to taking any evidence without proper forensic look on every document that is being submitted. Verify, make sure all these officers are called
to check. But I would say right now, if they're listening, they should go ahead and then contact the German embassy. Who released this letter to this gentleman?
Yeah. I agree.
Because if one Usha letter neswa okutana German embassy for
make me borrow this space. Mami borrow prima donna just for a second.
Okay, because Usha letter neswa stamps German embassy for flag and the crown is not appropriately done on there. There's so many.
Look at the ink though. It feels like it's a painting. Once you obi ashada, I find a way to paint. Akwanoma make sure ego ne na miradi. I see I said I've been obedient. Oh, I don't know if I'm making sense. Guys, let me know because I'm going I don't understand.
Wait, na me ya de na me say me fa hakakra. Enyoma mienu na me pese me de tudwa na atiefo nyina ate ase. This document will forever remain the document oma submit e wo Ghana ye court system. And no other document can come back to court aside this one. Mbajo, honey, so what me I say?
Me too, pa.
Okay. The second part, and they say, whilst the original was not provided as at the time of the court, original fufu biya ntimi free baby ma aside the one they submitted in the original. And they say, "Ubi submit any other document be aside ways in the original in the system. We are going to have 2 certificates."